Hey ladies, I'm going to show you guys how I make my lunches and use all of the ingredients that I showed you on meal prepping a little bit different. So I'm going to start with my diced zucchini, and putting them in glass jars will keep it fresh longer. And so I'm going to do one green container in my pot. And I cook everything fresh on the stove, but you could totally cook this ahead of time and just microwave it. So whatever works for you. I've got my bell peppers, all different kinds. I'm gonna do a green of it. So I have 2 greens going in my ugly old pot. And then to get a yellow, first I'm gonna start sauteing this real quick. And I will do a little bit of olive oil, and I'm very careful to not overdo it. Just a little bit goes a long way. So I'm gonna get that going. And then while that's getting started, I'm gonna measure out. I made my beef and it was plain beef. So yesterday I was able to do my sweet potatoes and zucchini mixed with my meat, and I put Italian seasoning on it. Today I'm making it more of a taco style, kind of like the taco boats, but mixed together, because the taco boats, like I said, I feel like they waste a lot. And this is easier to scoop and dump. So I'm just gonna scoop in a red container. I'm actually gonna do 2 because I need to get caught up on my reds this morning. So I'm gonna do 2. It's gonna be a big portion of food, but I had a smaller portion this morning, and so I'm gonna have a large portion for lunch and then a smaller portion for dinner. So that's my meat. Put this stuff back in the refrigerator. Save your jars, they're so useful. And I have a little bit of tomatoes left, so I'm gonna use those. So it's gonna be a little bit extra green. And then, so I'm gonna put that in here real quick. Use my yellow container. I buy this brown rice and quinoa mix. It's already done. And so I'll put the rest of it in a container. But I'm gonna go ahead and measure out enough for a yellow. Just gonna dump some in my container. And like I said, you know, I like to change up my flavors throughout the week, but it's easy to use the same ingredients multiple ways. And that's really how I like to eat, because I just really never know what I'm gonna feel like. If I try to meal prep a whole bunch of food, usually by midweek I'm so over it, or I end up wasting stuff in the refrigerator because I'm like, I don't want that yellow container, and I'm just doing one of those. Gotta be generous with my yellows. Let that saute up, and then I will just take a teaspoon of low sodium taco seasoning and add it in there with a little bit of water. I'm just gonna do a little teaspoon in there, a sprinkle, and I am gonna add a little bit of water to this. So I'm just gonna mix that up. I mean, this is a lot of food, y'all. I'm eating every bit of this. No shame in my eating game, that's for sure. And then when it's done, I'm gonna top it with some tomatoes, plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, a little bit of extra protein that way, but it doesn't really, you don't have to count it because it's so little. And then I have some vegan cheese, so I'll put a little bit of blue and probably some guacamole. So I'll just do half and half with my blue guacamole and vegan cheese. You guys, yummy, easy taco bell. Oh, and I have cilantro. I'm gonna put some cilantro on top. So easy. This is gonna be done in like 3 minutes. Just gonna saute for a little bit, get everything nice and mixed up and cooked. I like to cook the peppers down a little bit. If you wanted, you could throw in some onions. And I'm cooking chicken in the crock pot. So tomorrow I can do the same thing, but instead of beef, I can use shredded chicken and make it a chicken bowl. And so you can see, you can do multiple things with just a couple ingredients. That's how I like to do things for sure. And I will leave my chicken plain so that I can put different seasonings with it. I might do my sweet potato, my brown rice, or my sweet potato, and my zucchini, and then do shredded chicken and put barbecue sauce on it. So you can do so much. So just kind of start getting in that mindset of how you can be creative and make more than one type of meal with just a few ingredients. And with this many people in our house, I have to get creative sometimes, because sometimes we are like, out of everything, and I'm like, what are we gonna eat today? What's in this pantry? What can I put together and create a meal? My husband's always like, you're like the queen of just making stuff up and turning it into something. I'm like, yep, gotta be crafty around here. Anyways, y'all have a good day. I hope this is helpful for you. Ask any questions that you have, and keep up the good work, ladies.